Good afternoon, and welcome to Friday on Bad Dog Comedy TV, live on YouTube, and Stories with B. Now please welcome your host, B. Bertrand.
Hi friends, I hope you're having a nice day today. Welcome back to another episode of Stories with B. On Bad Dog, we have these every Fridays at 4:30, and if this is your first time here, at the beginning of quarantine, I was kind of like everyone else, really anxious and sad, and was looking for something kind of gentle and wholesome. So I've kept all the books that I've ever had growing up, and I thought it might be nice to read a bedtime story per night to you. And it kind of turned into this lovely community and this lovely thing. And so now we have a show, and I'm really excited about that. And this week, you may notice that things look a little strange. I am live on location in Toronto shooting a Crackers commercial. For those of you who don't know, I'm a production assistant, and so I drive trucks and clean up garbage. And one of my very good friends, who's my special friend for this week, wanted to do the show with me, and I'm really excited about that. He's very funny and he is lovely, and told me not to do an introduction. So everyone, please welcome Ben Wilson.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, friend. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Yeah, doing really well.
Good.
Hanging out in a truck.
Love it. I tried to set this up in my van, but I was like squishing my head and none of it was working. And I was worried that this was going to be strange, me setting this up in the back of the van. And then I realized we work in commercials and nothing's weird and everyone's just walking past me and ignoring me. So that's best case scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was debating to just set up in that garbage truck ahead of me, but I think this is a little bit better. It's
a little cozier, a little warmer probably.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for doing this. I'm very excited. And I feel like I want to say that we work together often, which kind of, but I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah.
And every time I see you.
That's in part due to the pandemic. That's ongoing.
Yeah. That is fair. Well, every time I do see you, I feel like we get together and we have big ideas and we are creative and try and figure out how to take over the world. So I'm very excited that you're doing this with me today.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I have nothing to say at the
moment. So I know you haven't seen the show before, and at the beginning of every show, I like to do a special introduction. So I say to everyone and to you, hi friends, I hope that you are safe and warm and cozy and that you have all your special things. And I hope you have your special drink. What is it? Cheers, friend.
Hot tea.
Nice. All right,
always
buckle up.
Tea, especially with a story.
Nice. Well, that sounds lovely and for the vibe that we're going for. So I guess let's start things off. Did you have a relationship with reading and storybooks and stuff when you were young?
Yeah, but actually more so I had a relationship with just storytelling in general. My dad would come upstairs often and would just make up a story on the spot in the middle, right as I was going to bed. Maybe he wasn't the best reader, and this was his take on instead of I'm going to read a story for you, I'm going to tell you a story. So that would usually have to do with pirates and treasure or ninjas, those kind of things.
That's lovely. Mm-hmm. Did that kind of get you into a certain type of story and stuff? Like when you were young, did you action stories or mysteries or spooky stories?
No, I definitely like adventure stories.
Nice.
Any story that's searching in the wilderness and you find treasure is a good time.
It is a good time. Did you have a favorite book when you were younger?
As far as I'm trying to think of certain titles, and I just can't recall them. But in particular, I remember as far as just stories go and ones that my dad would say, and I'm sure he ripped off a bunch of TV shows and whatever, where he usually used my uncle as the butt of all jokes in that. So there's always something going wrong with him. I like misadventure as well. I don't know, like book titles.
That's fair. I can't, to be honest with you, think of a favorite book that I had growing up. There's a lot of books I like. Like I liked Berenstain Bears a lot, and I liked spooky books a lot. So much stuff going on behind me.
Robert Munch. I really, really like Robert Munch, or like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, that by Roald Dahl, you know, right? Roald Dahl wrote that. Yeah.
Yeah, solid book. I know that you are a writer like myself, and I was just wondering, like growing up, now that you're older, has your taste in stories kind of changed from then? Or are you still like?
No, I think they're the exact same. I like the exact same adventure, warm storytelling thing. I don't think I've changed at all.
That is fair. You are blowing through these answers really quickly.
Oh well, I'm just
teasing you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I'll start lying, and I was no.
No, that's fair. I like a lot of the same things I did when I was young. I like to read a lot of documentaries and like biographies and stuff or biographies really a lot now, and like
I like really goofy stories too. I don't know, and like clever. If they appear to be really silly, but then the more you think about them, it's actually really smart. I don't know if you've ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but so clever.
I feel like this, I've said this last week too. I feel like that book comes up so often when I have people on, and I haven't read it yet, but I feel like it's in top 5 of like everyone's favorite books that's read it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just so seemingly silly, but then everything is just so clever and warm and smart. Like, I really do like anything that's warm. So I really like to move away from children's books a little bit, but still young adult books. Like Harry Potter was the warmest thing when I was younger. For me, it was well told. Now I've varying opinions on it, but
that's fair.
Ultimately, I really like just any random story. Anybody tells me a story that has to do with some adventure. I like elaborate stories, elaborate things that don't need to be elaborate. Anything like that.
That's lovely. I feel like today we should work on some storytelling. That'd be a nice little project to do.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really nice. I know no one's ever answered like that before about people just telling them stories a lot. That's very kind and sweet.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what leads to me wanting to also tell stories, but in a different way, through film or whatever. You know, I think having somebody kind of instill like the fun of a story in you is important. Most people, I know a lot of people that stumble on stories and they kind of take them out of what their everyday life, and they live in that world for a bit. I really like incorporating any sort of weird thought into my everyday life. I like just fantasizing and wishing that were true in real life, and just really enjoying that thought, kind of living that thought out, at least day to day.
Yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot from you with writing, because both of us write and want to make our own shorts or TV shows or movies or whatever it is. And I always overcomplicate things in my head, because until I met you, I always felt like it had to be this big drawn out process. But then I saw and heard about a lot of the things that you've written, and they're very small moments. And that's all it really has to be. And I think that's really lovely. I try and write now in that, instead of overcomplicating things and trying to like, well, this is too much for me right now because I feel like this is a big ordeal. But I think being present and kind of slowing down and just focusing on like a moment that would be lovely to write about or to shoot is something that I always try and remember.
Yeah, you want to capture just an idea, just a moment of the day or something that made you smile. I'd like to think of that. And like, how do you make someone smile the way that you were just smiling?
That's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that made you smile today, Ben?
I think the way we joke on set is really, really warm to me, really nice. That's what I like, because this job is long and tiring, and those moments of having somebody joke with you and on the same page, that's what makes me smile. Although you can't usually, you can just see my eyes smile when I like wearing a mask.
Very fair.
Hard, a little more difficult, but I definitely smiled during today at multiple points. We're just being silly.
Silliness is very important, and I really love when we get to work together, and I appreciate the silly vibe that we have, and it makes things really long, exhausting days easier to get through. And today is the last day of our really long shoot, which is really lovely and something to celebrate.
Yeah, I thought I forgot the order of how this was going to go, and so I thought you were going to read the book first, and then I really wanted to be asleep.
You can, Sean, our lovely tech, if Ben wants to commit to that bit for the next 10 minutes, we can definitely keep you. You got to commit the whole way, though. I don't know if you want to do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to read a story in like a minute, so you can decide.
I'm not going to commit to that bit.
Fair.
I think there's tables and chairs that need me more.
Okay, fair. This is also funny and sweet because the people that we work with and our boss and all the people that are above us are our friends and lovely and kind. And I feel like they're watching this and supportive and hopefully giggling. But there is work that we have to do. And it's kind of funny that you and I are both doing a show right now. So fair enough. I will, I'll let you go so you can go do the tables and chairs, and I'll be right with you in like 20 minutes.
Sure.
So the way that I like to say bye to my guests every week is I say, Ben, thank you so much for being here and doing this with me. I hope you have a really lovely day today, and you did your best, and your best is good enough. And I'm really proud of you, and I appreciate you, and I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate you. Thanks for doing this with me, and I'll see you in a little bit. Oh, wait. Sorry. What? One thing. I'm so sorry. I wanted to tell you that I chose a book today, a new book that I got based on our friendship and how we kind of do things when we're hanging out together. And because I always feel very inspired and like lighter when we hang out, I chose a book that I haven't read yet, but it looks really cute, and it's called Dream Big, The Power Within. Yeah.
Dream big.
Dream big, friend. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love you. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Bye.
Bye, bud. Sorry, just fixing all my nose rings. Thank you, Ben. That was lovely. I know this is very strange. I hope it's not too distracting seeing me standing in this open road. But thanks for hanging out, friends, and buckle up because we're going to get into Dream Big, The Power Within. And I do apologize because, oh no, it's mirrored. So things aren't backwards. Awesome. All right. Be the person you needed when you were younger. I love that. Let's go. Can you see this okay? It's a little windy. Okay, I'm going to stand just like this. I wake up, eat breakfast, brush my teeth, go to school, eat dinner, go to sleep, and do it all over again. Me too, bud, except for the school. It's getting windy. This is so silly. I always know exactly what I will do and at exactly what time. The only time this is different is when I go to bed because I dream. I dream of the highest mountains and the deepest seas. I've even gone to the moon and to places that I've never seen. In my dreams, I can be whoever I want to be and do whatever I want to do. Cute little alien friend. Oh my goodness. So sorry, that was my mom, friends. Lately, I've had the same dream about a book. This book is no ordinary book. This book is different. Looks pretty special. Every night, I had seen this book, and even though I knew how fun and magical it was, I had never thought of bringing it back home with me until last night. Looks like he's in a pretty deep sleep. At the front of the book, in great big letters, was written, "My Dream Book." When I opened the book, these three-dimensional letters floated out and landed right above my head. The letters formed a word, dream, followed by a 1. When I looked down at the words on the first page, I realized that they were the same as the words in the air. Filled with excitement, I flipped to the next page, and it said, "Close your eyes and dream. No dream is too big. Draw the person you want to be. An artist, a doctor, a dancer. Remember that you can be anything you want as long as you believe, set goals, and take action." Pretty good dream. At first, I did not know what I wanted to be. Then I thought to myself, well, I am good with animals and do well in math class, but I'd rather do something that I love, something that I've always dreamed of doing. As I started to think, I started to draw, creating someone I never thought I could be. Little by little, I realized that maybe, just maybe, I could be anyone I wanted. Then I started to think of who I wanted to be. I decided that I want to be many things. I want to be a person who can talk in front of a crowd without being scared. I want to be a builder. I want to be fearless. And most importantly, I want to be someone who greets every day with a smile on my face, because I know that whatever I choose to do that day, I will find success. I love that. As I stared at my creation, my book began to shake. The pages began to turn, and before I knew it, there were pages everywhere. I'd never seen anything like this before. Suddenly, I looked down at my drawing and noticed that it was slowly peeling off the page. It was somehow coming to life. At first, I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. Pinched myself to make sure. Ouch! No, I was definitely not imagining this. What a great haircut. My drawing started coming closer to me, but for some reason, I wasn't scared. I felt that this creation was me, and there was no reason to be afraid. "I am Praxis, but you can call me Prax," my creation said. "I am you, your dream self. By drawing me, you've given me life, and as long as you believe in yourself, set goals, and take action, you can become me." Praxis continued, "It's important that you dream and believe in yourself. This book is powerful if you follow, but only if you follow the instructions." I was confused. I had always known that I could dream, but I never thought my dreams could come true. I asked, "What do you mean?" "What I mean is that if you really want your dreams to come true, they can. Follow the instructions in your dream book and see the power that comes along. Remember, the first step is to believe." That's pretty neat. Before leaving, Praxis whispered, "Never forget who I am." After he left, I did exactly what the book told me to do. I kept drawing and I kept writing about everything I wanted to do, everything I wanted to see, and the person I wanted to become. I was dreaming big. Sorry, friends. There you go. A couple of weeks went by. One day, I noticed that my dream book only had one chapter. The rest of the book was empty. I thought this was strange, but I did not give it much thought. Instead, I continued to draw and write in it. I was having so much fun with it, I couldn't wait to continue being creative. The more I kept adding to my dream book, the more I started to feel really good about myself, which was something I had never felt before. Could this be the power Praxis had talked about? My parents also started to notice a difference in me. They kept telling me that I had changed, which was true, I guess. Come to think of it, I had been really happy. My grades had gone up. I even enjoyed doing my schoolwork. My parents kept asking what I was doing. I didn't really know. All I knew was that I was drawing and writing in my dream book, and it made me feel good. I was always excited to get back to it. One night, Praxis came out of my book again. I've noticed that you followed my instructions. Your dream book is full of great ideas that are well drawn out, Praxis said. Wait, I'm a little confused. You told me that this book was powerful, and if I wrote in my dream book and did exactly what it told me, power would appear. Where's the genie, the 3 wishes, the magic? Did I do something wrong, I asked? No, little buddy. Praxis said, oh, but wait a second. The magic has been happening all along. You are the power. You are the genie. The magic is inside you. Anything you dream of can come true. And as long as you keep believing and continue to follow the instructions in your dream book. After he finished speaking, Praxis disappeared and went back inside the book. Then my dream book closed by itself. When I opened my dream book again, I noticed that there was a new chapter, Chapter 2, The Power of Positive Paradigms. Whoa, that sounds like there's a sequel. But I hope you like Dream Big, friends. I think there's a really lovely message. And because everything's so weird with like COVID and going back to school and people going back to work and people that aren't, we're just kind of sitting around and like sometimes being alone with your thoughts. It's a lot, and there's a lot of anxiety, but hopefully there's a lot of hope. Maybe we can all have a dream book or like write down, things that we want to do and creative ideas that we have and try and follow something. But just be gentle with yourselves. And thanks for hanging out with me today, friends. If you can, there's a donation link below. Nice, John. If you can donate to Bad Dog, they put out so much really great and important shows and material all the time, and everyone's just doing their best. And if you can donate, that would be really lovely, and it would go a long way because there's a lot of people working behind it and doing a really great job. I'd like to thank Bad Dog so much for this weekly show, and thank Sean, our tech. And I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be gentle with yourself and drink water. Wear your masks. I'm going to put mine on right away. And I hope you have a really nice day today. And whatever type of day you have, be gentle with yourself. You're doing your best, and your best is more than good enough. And I appreciate you, and I'm proud of you, and I love you. Keep having tough conversations and donate your time and energy where you can. And thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you next week, friends. I love you. Goodbye.